Good evening, I'm Debbie Reynolds.
And I'm Johnny Palmer. The Clinton, Indiana City Council tonight put its foot down on fluoride discussion. Mayor Dominic Natale told the crowd that too much time has been wasted on useless discussion. Fluoride opponents have taken up considerable amounts of time at every council meeting since the introduction of fluoride. Clinton has had fluoride in its water supply for 16 months. The resolution passed by the council requires all future discussion to be cleared through the mayor or by a council member. City officials say they will listen to more testimony, but only by a doctor or other qualified authority. Meanwhile, an opposition group says it will spend at least the next 2 weeks gathering more signatures and opinions on a poll they are conducting to get the community's input. They say so far the opinions are running 6-1 in favor of removing fluoride from the water supply. Debbie?
Well, John, 2 Terre Haute boys who fell into a puddle of sulfuric acid are listed in satisfactory condition tonight at an Indianapolis hospital. 11-year-old Johnny Vaughn and 10-year-old Ronald Gilbert were burned Friday after they rode a bicycle through the acid puddle at Indiana State University. A school spokesman said the acid, which was being used to clean a nearby cooling tower, had leaked to form a puddle. A student took the boy to a nearby dormitory and put them in showers. The youths were taken to Union Hospital and then transferred to Riley Hospital for Children at Indianapolis. Well, more arrests in the child sexual abuse case of a 2-year-old Casey, Illinois girl may be made as early as tomorrow. The child's mother, 39-year-old Nancy Solomon, was arrested earlier this month on charges of aggravated incest. She's currently in the Clark County Jail. Also arrested in this case was 45-year-old Joseph Coker of Terre Haute. He's accused of having sex with the child and is now free on bond. A hearing to determine whether Solomon and Coker are mentally competent to stand trial will take place later this week in Marshall, Illinois. John?
The Christian militia in Beirut vowed revenge today after mortar fire exploded in a school playground. Today's mortar attack was the first shelling of civilian areas in more than 2 weeks.
Police say one student, a 12-year-old boy, was killed instantly. 21 others injured by shrapnel were treated in the crowded emergency room as anxious relatives looked on. A few students received minor cuts and bruises, while others were in serious but stable condition. All schools in Beirut were immediately closed. It was unclear whether these students were specific targets or merely victims of the random shelling this city goes through nearly every day.
Stormy Jones, the little Texas girl who underwent a heart-liver transplant 3.5 months ago, is showing signs of a miracle recovery. Jane Boone was at the Fort Worth Dallas airport when Stormy arrived back in Texas today.
Stormy Jones' plane pulled up to the gate, and photographers were waiting because Stormy has created a sensation in the medical world. She was glad to see her grandparents, and Bert and Ernie made her smile. They're from Sesame Place, where Stormy wants to visit. Stormy suffers from a rare genetic disease which causes dangerously high levels of cholesterol in her blood. Stormy suffered 2 heart attacks and needed heart transplant surgery to survive life-saving liver transplant surgery. Doctors were amazed at her speedy recovery, and Stormy would like to be taken back to Cumbie, Texas to spend the summer with her friends. But for the next 4 to 5 weeks, this hospital room will be Stormy's home. Doctors at the UT Health Science Center will put her on a special diet, and daily lab tests will tell exactly how well her new liver is working. Doctors say only 1 in 500 Americans suffers from Stormy's rare condition, and they're hopeful that Stormy will prove that liver transplant surgery can save people who would have died years ago.
And coming up on Eyewitness News, mud and floods in the west and a frosty forecast for here in the Midwest, Debbie.
And John, we'll also have a story about a federal hearing into a Sullivan County train crash. That's next.
If you're looking for a gift that's a little unique, come. Come to the GTE Phone Mart and we'll show you a selection of gifts your family would never dream of getting. Not only exciting phones, but exciting services like call waiting and call forwarding. Remember, at GTE, we have a whole range of products and services to make your life simpler.
Thank you. Come to the GTE Phone Mart.
More and more people are coming to their Lincoln Mercury dealer for the satisfaction of Mercury Cougar. Cougar has shown one of the biggest year-to-year sales increases of any car built in America. Cougar has gas pressurized shocks, electronic fuel injection, and rack and pinion steering. Cutlass Supreme doesn't, Buick Regal doesn't. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer for the highest quality cars built in America. Now that's satisfaction.
At your Lincoln Mercury dealer,
the Cougar at Mace Service, 629 Ohio in downtown Terre Haute.
Having a baby. Women sharing their feelings about what has to be the most profound life experience of all.
I'm pregnant. She said, but you wanted to be pregnant. I said, last month I wanted to be pregnant. This month I don't want to be pregnant.
No matter how much you wanted the pregnancy, everyone has second thoughts.
The greatest joy I've ever had in my life, and I think it's one of the greatest callings a woman could have, to raise and nurture a child.
And we hope you'll join us.
Tomorrow at 9, here on TV2.
A hearing into a fatal Sullivan County train crash has been set for tomorrow in the nation's capital. A Seaboard System train slammed into the back of another train near Sullivan, Indiana, last September, killing 2 men in the rear of the first train. A National Transportation Safety Board spokesman told Eyewitness News today that the board will hear evidence tomorrow and then file an official report on the cause of that crash. 2 Seaboard employees will stand trial on reckless homicide charges next month in Sullivan County. However, the final NTSB report may not be used as evidence in those trials. John?
Debbie, educators across the country are keeping an eye on competency testing of first-year students in Minnesota. The testing is getting complete support because of so-called future benefits. Adley Stevenson explains.
Some of these students will not be going on to first grade. In Minneapolis, the chances of a black kindergarten student being held back are 5 times higher than they are for a student who is white. About 40% of all kindergarten students in the system are from a racial minority. They account for 72% of the more than 300 students who scored below the cutoff point on achievement tests.
What are those things? What are those things at the top? What are these?
Gingerbread cookies.
Debbie West's 4-year-old son Isaac will enter kindergarten later this year. She says the tests are not discriminatory. If her son was held back, she would look for a solution rather than attack the system.
I know a lot of it begins at the home. If the parents aren't teaching them at home to help them in preparing them for school, I think that's where it becomes detrimental to the child.
Black community leaders have noticed the cutoff rate for black students is about the same as their dropout rate locally. They hope the early testing program will help detect problem students and help them before it's too late.
Unless we do something of a corrective action now, we're going to be faced with a lost generation, and our young kids are not going to be able to compete in the marketplace of tomorrow.
Competency testing has always been an extremely sensitive subject. It often casts a black child's environment or his ability in an unfavorable light. But we found the black community was willing to accept the system. They recognized that a good education is often the door to opportunity.
Mudslides just north of Salt Lake City damaged homes today and forced about 30 people to flee for their lives. Utah officials say 2 years of heavy snow started mud moving in several canyons that have always been stable. And there are high water problems in Colorado.
A woman said she looked out her kitchen window and saw the mud coming. By the time it stopped, 8 homes were destroyed or damaged, and 150 families had to be evacuated from their homes in East Layton, Utah.
We got dressed real quick and grabbed our kids and ran.
60 miles to the south, mudslides are occurring all along the mountains as a record snowpack is melting quickly now. Temperatures yesterday and today have been in the 80s. Some streams are already carrying as much water as they did last year, when flooding caused an estimated $450 million in damages. There is better preparation this year. 2,000 volunteers built sandbag channels through Salt Lake City's biggest park. The above-ground rivers help ease the pressure on below-ground storm sewers that run through the city. The first death was recorded Sunday as a 70-year-old man was caught in a mudslide in Clear Creek. He was buried under 3 to 4 feet of mud. The East Layton slide stabilized late this morning.
The Forest Service has surveyed all of the canyons along the Front Range of the Wasatch Mountains. This canyon looked safe until this morning. Now officials are wondering how safe any of the canyons are from mudslides.
Colorado residents have been warned to be watchful. In Delta, 15 families left their homes as Mesa Creek left its banks. The Colorado River, which has to handle most of the runoff, is in good shape, but officials warn the melt has just started, as has the digging out for some people.
In just a moment, Carrie Dean will have all the latest weather information. Bad situation in the west. Beautiful day here, but they're really having problems.
Give you a hint how much snow they've had. They've had up to 600 inches of snow at several locations out there, and that's the entire winter season. A couple of locations had over 1,000 inches of snow.
That's hard to imagine.
It
At
is.
Snowbird, just outside Salt Lake, I've seen it when they had 600 inches, and it is unreal.
And it's all melting.
Yes.
And I never want to see 600 inches of snow. Weather's next. Stay with us.
When we decided to remodel our home, I called a contractor and came here to the Indiana State Bank. With a low-cost home improvement loan from the Indiana State Bank, I can give my wife a new kitchen and get a return on my investment if we should ever decide to sell the house. We're living more comfortably now, thanks to a little help from our friends at the Indiana State Bank. They're working for the working people.
Have you tasted what's making America say?
It's here. It's all here at Hardee's.
Have you tasted how we cook it up the Hardee's way?
It's here. It's all here at Hardee's.
It's here, our 99-cent get-you-going breakfast special. 2 fresh eggs, sizzling bacon, and a Rise and Shine biscuit with jelly. Our 99-cent get-you-going special. What a breakfast.
It's here, it's all here at Hardee's.
It's all here.
Is an oasis, a bamboo security blanket, a neutral country all its own.
Why don't we form our own country?
Yeah, right.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't we got to give our country a name? Come to Rosieland. With every drink, you get an honorary citizenship and a commemorative pretzel. Hey, what's that? Some respect for our flag.
Carrie Dean is here with weather. Beautiful day today. A little chilly, though, tonight.
Yes, it's frost warning out for the northern part of Illinois and definitely for the northern part of Indiana. We'll be talking about that in just a moment. Hi, everyone. Not a bad evening out there. A little bit cool, but it's brilliant and crystal clear. We'll be telling you about that in just a moment, too. 49, humidity at 53%. Wind chill, well, there is a little bit of a chill out there, 43. Today's high 65. Early this morning, 44. Your record, 89 degrees. We set that in 1982. In 1920, it was 36. The barometer, 30.19. It is now stationary. The river falling at 5.8. Winds are northerly at about 7 miles per hour. The past 24 hours, there's no precipitation to report. Sunrise at 5:36 tomorrow, and sunset is at 7:56. On our satellite view tonight, look at that jet stream, how far to the north it is, into the central sections of Canada, coming off the coastal sections here of Southern California to the north and dropping back to the southeast. The only cold air in the United States would be this air mass that's up in New England, and a little storm center you can see here migrating across that area. Looking in the Gulf of Mexico, almost looks like a tropical storm trying to develop down there, but there's no circulation. Good news, though, for the southern part of Texas. You can see the clouds there across Houston down to about El Paso, and a little bit of precipitation falling around the Brownsville area, where they have gone about 90 days without precipitation. Not much rainfall at all to report in the southern part of Texas this year. We talk about each month. They haven't had any rainfall this year. A few thunder showers just south of the Brownsville area near Corpus Christi, and a few more head up the river, but not much in the way of precipitation, just a hit and miss down there. Around our region, though, look at this strong high pressure center that is in the Dakotas right now. Frost and freeze warnings are out for numerous states for tonight, including Indiana and Illinois. This very cold air mass will be slow in moving out of the area. Two things: is going to make the evenings cool and crisp. The daytime, though, is going to be just fantastic with just a little bit of cloud cover and low humidities. Low pressure here in the Rocky Mountains. A few showers right along this stationary front. Some of this moisture and heat from the Gulf of Mexico is being thrown up on top of the colder air mass, and a little bit of shower activity along that. But again, they're widely scattered. A low pressure here in the Rocky Mountains with the cold front to the south has a little bit of cloud cover in the northern part of the Rockies. Some showers here in Oregon, and some thunder showers there in the northern part of Wyoming. The East Coast is in good shape. You can see that we have high pressure here in the Caribbean, no problem. It's bringing in a little bit of moisture from the south, but as it drops back to the southeast, not much in the way of precipitation is expected to move in from the south. Around the area, you can see temperatures are cool. It's 47 degrees up at Des Moines. We have 46 in Rockford, 49 in Chicago, down to 48 in Danville, Illinois. We're down to 49 here. It's 53 in the Vincennes-Lawrenceville area, 49 in Indianapolis, Bloomington, 54 at Evansville. Our forecast for tonight doesn't look bad at all. Clear and cold with some patchy Ground frost, we don't expect a killing frost across the area, but if you have some very tender plants that are out in the open, they might get nipped a little bit tonight, a low of about 35. Then for tomorrow, we're looking at a mostly sunny day in store for the area, mild with a north breeze, keeping that temperature in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees, down to 40 tomorrow night. And then for Wednesday, not bad at all, mostly sunny and warmer on Wednesday, southwest breeze and a high in the middle 70s. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, partly sunny days coming up, a slight chance of showers in the afternoon, but temperatures back up into the middle 70s to near 80 degrees. What do you think of that?
Beautiful weather. That's a long run of sunshine there.
Have you checked the moon tonight?
Sure have. You saw us at 6 o'clock. We had a little map on there. Take a look at the sky tonight. If you're out looking at the moon tonight, you'll notice it's a brilliant full moon. Of course, it's after 9 o'clock now. Right out from the moon, you can see the planet Mars. It's slightly pink. And north of that, or up from that, let's say, you can see the planet Saturn. Very brilliant tonight. Display its telescope.
I was just out checking it with Pete Kaiser, one of our studio cameramen, and they're very distinct. You can't miss them unless you're blind.
Well, you did see them, though.
Yes. Clear night. Oh, now, come on.
He even missed it.
He missed it.
Coming up next on Eyewitness News, we're going to have a health report about families.
And Dennis Campbell is going to be along with tonight's sports news.
This year, over 1.5 million people will see Kenny Rogers in concert.
You got to know when to hold up, know when to pull up.
Don't miss the excitement.
Know when to walk.
Don't miss the fun.
See Kenny Rogers with special guest Helen Reddy and the Righteous Brothers, Sunday, May 20th at 7 p.m. at the Holman Center. Tickets are available at all usual out-of-town locations, including Mizuma's Records and Tapes Record Center in Vincennes and Arndt's in Casey.
Oh, no.
We love to sneak around. We love to come into your house and drive you crazy. We are the baddest bugs in town.
No matter how bad the termites, we'll make your problems go away, because nobody's better at stopping termites scientifically than Terminix, and we guarantee it. Terminix. No more bugs, no more worries.
The 550 Plymouth Reliant K. Match it, Tempo. Reliant K has better gas mileage. Match it. Reliant K, base two-door with optional automatic and power steering. $326 less than Tempo GL. Match it. The 550 Plymouth Reliant K. Backed with a 5-year or 50,000-mile protection plan.
Match it if you can. For quality and confidence is Chrysler Plymouth of Terre, Haute.
You might not think it makes much difference if you are the firstborn or the youngest in your family, but studies indicate that a child's birth order could have a lot to say about what kind of person he or she will become. Dr. Timothy Johnson has more in tonight's Health Beat Update.
This is the Tunk family of Boston. There are 5 children. Jason is the eldest, then there's Dana, and Sloan was born third. Like many mothers, Rose Tunk sees different personalities in her children.
Jason, he's great about making them pick up and help with the dishes or do jobs that he sees need to be done.
There is increasing evidence to suggest there are distinctive personality differences in first, second, and third-born children. Dr. Philip Very of Rhode Island has been studying this issue for over 20 years.
If I was thinking of some adjectives to describe the firstborn, I would say ambitious, aggressive, responsible, and needing of adult approval.
On the other hand, Dr. Very found that second-borns are likely to be more easygoing, cheerful, and charming. Third-borns, according to Very, are more sensitive, shy, and withdrawn. What could explain these differences? Well, in part, research has shown that even at early ages, firstborns are breastfed longer, given more responsibility, and are more likely to have nicknames.
There are many families that I know of in the 20 years I've been doing this research that have tried, this so-called equal rights families. Now, we're going to treat all children the same, regardless of sex, regardless of birth order. They're all going to get the same. It just doesn't happen that way.
It should be emphasized that these are general patterns, not hard and fast rules. And while this research is not a hard science, it is intriguing and may help us better understand ourselves someday. With this Health Beat update, I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson.
Prices were mostly unchanged on the Terre Haute cash grain market today. Wheat was down 4 cents at $3.54. Corn at $3.57, oats $2.35, and Milo at $5.45, all unchanged. Beans at $8.50, up 4 cents. Chicago Board of Trade closing future prices also provided by the Graham Grain Company. July wheat was down 1, July corn down 2, July oats up 1 3/4, and July beans up 3 1/2. At Indianapolis, the livestock market, hog trading moderately active at top of 49.75. Cattle trading very slow with steers 65 even, heifers at $63, not enough sheep trading to test the market. And stock prices slumped in moderate trading today. 30 industrials down more than 6 points on volume totaling nearly 70 million shares. New York gold up 275, while silver was up 9 cents. Dennis Campbell is at the sports desk. You're going to start it off with baseball.
Baseball.
And a little bit of football.
We got that too coming up. Hi, everybody. After that bad start, as we do talk baseball first, the Baltimore Orioles are now playing good baseball. They beat California tonight, so they have now won 14 of their last 17 games. Now, let's pick it up in the third inning. Baltimore up. Rich Dower at bat, and he will connect for a double down the left field line. As I said, it goes for a double, and the 2 runs come in. That's Rick Dempsey there. The Orioles have an early 2-0 lead. Later, though, California will come back, as it will be Rob Piccolo. This man, he gets the base hit. That will score Reggie Jackson, and the Angels cut the lead to 2-1. There's Reggie coming across home plate. Baltimore pitcher Scott McGregor got a great defensive play here from center fielder John Shelby. That's Piccolo with a deep drive to center, but Shelby says, no problem. I'll take care of you, Scott. Nice catch there by John Shelby. Later, Shelby at bat will get the base hit up the middle. Now, Mike Young is going to try and score on this, but it will be a nice throw right there, and he is cut down at the plate. Baltimore will take it, though, as coming up it will be Cal Ripken Jr. with a smash down the right field line. That is going to go for a 3-bagger, a run scored. Baltimore goes on to take it 4-1. McGregor gets the win while Jeff Zahn took the loss for California. Let's check out all the scores now. Boston over Cleveland 6-1. Jim Rice a 2-run shot. As you just saw, Birds over California 4-1. Elsewhere, yes, the Tigers keep on winning 7-5 over Seattle tonight. Phil Niekro, 45 years old. They take it over Oakland 3-1. The Yankees, Niekro now 6-1. One other game, the American League this evening. Tom Seaver, the shutout White Sox over Kansas City 2-0. Pirates are winners tonight. Jason Thompson and Dale Barrow homers. They take it over the Astros 3-2. Montreal and the Padres deadlocked 1-1 in the third. Tonight's only other game, Phillies-Dodgers getting a late start out on the West Coast. Sticking with baseball now in the Missouri Valley Tournament, Wichita State over Indiana State today 10-9. The Sycamores blew a 9-1 lead in that game. So these same 2 teams will meet tomorrow in the final game of the tournament. The winner advances to the NCAA tourney. Plenty of high school action this evening. Van Buren still unbeaten as they take Rosedale 7-4. West Vigo blanks Sullivan as Tim Isle 2 home runs for the Vikings there. Mark Woodrow, the winning pitcher. Rod Wallace 3 hits. Covington takes Terre Haute North 14-3. Greencastle over Cloverdale 7-4. One other final. Marshall 13, Westfield 2. Switching to football now, most teams were looking for defensive people in the first round of the recent NFL draft, and it looks like the Indianapolis Colts got a good one in defensive back Leonard Coleman from Vanderbilt.
Only 28 guys score yet. I'm just happy I was one of 28. I'm happy that the coach took me. This is where I want to play ball, and I'm happy.
Your thoughts about Frank Kush?
I want to meet him. I want to play for him. I want to learn as much as I can from him, and I want him to push me to the limit. I can be the best player I can be.
I guess your thoughts also on a possible starting cornerback position. I know you want to work for that, but you have good speed, good quickness, and you hit pretty hard. Your keys, I guess, for the '84 season.
Well, the first thing I got to get in and learn the system and show them what I can do. I'm just not going to be given a job. I've got to show what I can do and do it. Nobody gets a job. This is pro football.
And when the NFL season does roll around, we'll have the Colt games for you right here on TV2, and that not only includes the regular season games, but we'll also have 4 preseason contests starting August 4th against the Miami Dolphins. Finally tonight, rather a quiet day over at the Speedway today, as from now until Friday will be used for practice time. All in all, 28 cars qualified this past weekend, which leaves just 5 spots open. Tom Sneva has the pole with a new 4-lap record of 210.029. Sneva also set a new 1-lap record of 210.689 miles per hour, and he will be joined on the front row by Haute, Holmes, and Rick Mears. One NBA playoff game tonight, Phoenix at LA. That is just starting. Celtics in Milwaukee tomorrow evening.
Have your Baltimore, Indianapolis Colt,
John Palmer.
Indianapolis Colt tickets yet?
I hope so.
Well, they have
I'll be there, one way or the other.
They have my money, but I understand if you're not in big business or a politician, the sports fans are going to be standing outside.
Well, they're going to put some tickets on sale, 3,500 or 4,000.
2 or 3 maybe, if you're lucky.
Coming up next on Eyewitness News, we're going to have a special report for beef eaters. That's next.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. You want to go where people know people are all the same.
Cheers. You'll fall in love.
Thursday evening at 8 on TV2.
Finally in the news tonight, now we know the answer to that ever-popular question, where's the beef? It's in Lester Van Bibber's tummy. If there were an Olympic event for eaters, Van Bibber would automatically qualify. You see, he excels at the dinner table. He says his favorite meal consists of a 3-pound beefsteak, a loaf of bread, a large baked potato, medium salad, and a large glass of milk, but never dessert. Van Bibber, at 5'9" and 195 pounds, says a steak is not a steak unless it weighs in at 20 ounces or more.
That sounds like Dennis Campbell's standard fare. By the way, Van Bibber happens to be from Evansville, Indiana. Did you know that?
I didn't know Dennis ate that much.
Every day. That's news, weather, and sports. Have yourself a great day tomorrow, and thank you for watching.